Concentrating. So we stopped for a decent amount of time to have a little lunch break up at the Emerald Lakes, and now just heading down to the track junction to Oturere Hut. Not quite sure how long it's going to take us from there, but hopefully it is substantially less than 2 hours. Absolutely tough day hiking, but welcome to Oturere Hut. So there is a fire going, and I've already claimed my bunk. And look, the cool thing about this little hut is that I've claimed this bunk here and there's nobody above me. So that's really awesome. So yeah, it's only just gone 1 o'clock. So plenty of time to settle in and let the muscles relax before tomorrow.
Ko Tongariro te maunga, ko Oturere te awa, ko Oturere te whare, ko te wharerangi te tangata. So it's an acknowledgement of what's important to them in this place. So Tongariro is the mountain, Oturere over there with the waterfall is the river. Oturere is also conveniently the name of the hut. And Te Wharerangi is an important ancestor of Ngāti Kairo, and he's connected to the story of the famous Whakapapa Village. So I'm instructed and guided during the alpine season out here. And during that time I also volunteered for RARO, Waihohonu Alpine Rescue Organisation. So yeah, my safety talk is sometimes a bit more intense than other people's. And the reason for that is, yeah, I've done my fair share of rubbing RARO into people's gums and scraping them off rocks and all sorts of things. And I'm pretty passionate about, lowering those numbers. So for a bit of context, yeah, we do 2 rescues a week off the main crossing during the season. Nobody's getting paid who's involved in that ever, except for the helicopter pilot if we use them. So yeah, for a very small volunteer base, it's a very, very busy Landstar outfit around here. And yeah, everything that you can do to not have to meet them would be very appreciated. So yeah, if you want to know more about how to take your champion to the next level, or
well, that is it for another big day of hiking, and the penultimate day for me here on the Tongariro Northern Circuit. I'm just round by the toilets here at Oturere Hut because it's pretty much the only sheltered spot around. It has been blowing an absolute gale all afternoon. It is icy cold, and these poor people just behind me here are setting up their tents. I do not envy them that at all. Hut is pretty packed. I think just about every single bunk is full, and it is quite a small hut too, so it does feel a little bit claustrophobic in there. And even though it was nice earlier to have the fire going, it's now become stifling. So I've cracked the window in our little bunk room and managed to secure myself a nice little bunk, so hopefully I get a decent night's sleep to make up for the lack of sleep I had last night. So that's all from day 2 here on the Tongariro Northern Circuit. I'll see you bright and early in the morning for hopefully a good sunrise and the last day. It was such a wonderful sleep that I had last night, which made a real difference from the night before. I slept like an absolute baby. And it's about 7:15 in the morning, and I'm setting off from Oturere Hut on my way through to Waihohonu. It should take me somewhere between 2.5 and 3 hours. I don't think there's going to be much narration on this section of the trip because it is super windy this morning. But I'm just going to put my head down and get through to Waihohonu, where I'll take a pretty decent break before starting off the second part of this trip on the way through to Whakapapa Village. Obviously set out from Waihohonu Hut a couple of hours ago. It's been super windy. Basically been hiking into a very strong wind for the last 2 or 3 hours. But the track between there and the Tama Lakes Junction was actually really wonderful. Very scenic. It was nice to see some of the surrounding landscape. And yeah, it took just over 2 hours to get to the junction. I got there, had a 20-minute or so break, shoved some food down my throat, and now I am on my way back to Whakapapa. I'm nearing Whakapapa now, and as I've become accustomed to do at this point in the adventure, I have started to reflect a little on the last 3 days. This has definitely been an effort, but it's been an effort that has been totally worthwhile. I haven't mentioned it just yet, but today I have actually hiked a little over half of the total 45-ish kilometers that this route is. It's taken me a little over 8 hours to complete this day, and my muscles and bones definitely will be sore by the end of it, but what a fantastic way to end out this adventure. If I had to describe this trail in just one word, I think that word would be diversity. I really have experienced just about everything you could hope to experience while I've been out on this trail. I've had the pleasure of hiking through a variety of different weather conditions, beautiful sunny bluebird days like today, also through that awful overcast, almost whiteout conditions on the crossing, and then also, again like today, some pretty high winds. I've also noticed that on this trail I've had the diversity of landscapes, so hiking all the way from the beautiful lush greens and yellows of this wetter western side of the park, all the way around to the ochres and browns and siennas of the eastern side of the park and the desert. I've also hiked through obviously lush bush, but also over volcanic landscapes, and for people who aren't familiar with this region, that is something to behold. I've hiked from small huts all the way to the biggest and best, the backcountry hotel that is Waihohonu Hut, and I've met some incredible and amazing people along the way. But one thing is absolutely for sure, this little adventure has done nothing more than to make me even prouder to call this Central Plateau region of Aotearoa home.